That's right. Don't blame yourself. Blame me.
All right. We made it. We're here. I'm fucking nervous. You can see that I'm sweating. Give me just a kind of a second to kind of process. Okay. We're live. We are live on Indiegogo. Englewood Book 2 is now available on Indiegogo. Give me just a second. I am the link right now is in the chat room. I just pasted it in there. Give me just a second. I'm also going to put this in the description as well. So now it's now in the description on top of it, Englewood Book 2. And on top of that, let's see if it'll let me actually share this. You can see part of it there. But what we're going to do real quick is we are going to unveil the final cover for Englewood Book 2 right now. There it is, ladies and gents. Scotsman literally just turned the final colors into me less than 2 hours ago. Less than 2 hours. That's nuts. Sorry, I had to turn on the noise canceling in my headphones. And this looks fucking fantastic. I just put the trade dress on it. So I'm pretty yeah. I'm fucking nervous, man. I shouldn't be nervous, but I am. I'm nervous every fucking time that I launch a book. Every fucking time. I shouldn't be nervous. I've got 3 successful campaigns under my belt, right? The first one, this 3 nights, and then the second chance campaign. All of them hit funding and then some. I shouldn't be nervous, but I am, because I'm just, yeah. I'm very nervous. Fuck, I'm sweating like fucking crazy. Gosh. Okay, real quick, before I start calling people in and stuff like that, let's go ahead and review the thing. So the featured I'll talk about tiers as we go down. Here's the cover without the trade dress. This will be one of the posters, just so you guys know. The featured tier is the Windy City Special. So let's click on this real quick. You get the Inglewood physical book, the digital book, the t-shirt, 2 11x17 posters of the 3 we have available, plus 3 art prints that are only in this package of each of the chapter pages. somebody asked the T-shirt, does it come with a physical or digital? Everything that does not include a digital comic, or everything that isn't the digital comic, it's a physical book. Refresh. All right, give me a sec. All right, we've already got 5 backers at $205. Awesome. Thank you, guys. We do have a bigger goal, though, 15K. So there is that. So the comic and the digital comic are both here. Comic and posters are available. When you select this, you get your choice of 2 posters of the 3 we have available. And I'll show those off in a second. Comic and shirt is exactly what it sounds like. This is our drawn-in tier right down here at the bottom. So, if you want to be a police officer in a street level comic book, now is your opportunity. Now is the time, ladies and gentlemen. Now is the time. Whew. God. As you can see here, we've got each of the pages that are complete so far. This is from the tail end of the book. Art done by Brian Martinez. Colors by Armand Strange. Posters that we're doing what we consider the retail cover of book 1 as one of the posters. The other one is, of course, this image here, the cover for book 2. And then finally, this poster right here, the Saint versus Dracula poster. This is done by Bogdan Radzea, who is working with me on a book called The First Servant. He's also done the art for How to Die with the guy from Eudaimonia Comics. He also did Angel's Awakening for Daniel Parker, who's actually in the chat right now. So very, very talented artist, very overlooked in my opinion. And I'm really looking forward to doing my book with him. And this is basically a preview of that. We will probably, if I can keep at writing my pace, I'll have the First Servant script done in probably by the end of the month. I got a lot of shit I got to do this month. It's going to be very busy for me. So other features, be in the book. Like I just mentioned, snag some posters, art prints, snag a t-shirt. And this is a kicker for anybody who's in the chat, hasn't back yet. So Englewood Peregrine. This is one that people have asked me about quite a bit. What's going on with this one? It's very simple. I'll just read this. When the Inglewood team and the Grade of .5 crew put the Saint and Peregrine on a poster together, we didn't expect such a positive reaction. Fans demanded a crossover comic. As such, we're hoping in 2021 to put the crossover of Englewood Peregrine, Dark Knight in the Windy City together here on Indiegogo. The script is already 100% complete, and we couldn't be more excited about it. So excited! We're so excited that we're going to give away a crossover print for free to all physical backers of Englewood Book 2 and Peregrine Book 2 with art done by the incredible Preston Acevedo. There's just one gimmick. You have to back both campaigns to complete the whole picture. So it'll be a 6x9 print, just like the ones that are on for the Windy City special. Everybody gets one. And it will be half of the total picture. The other half will be on the Peregrine Book 2 campaign. So, demanding as in you should. Well, Hardboiled, you were the one of the people who demanded it. Well, don't give me that selective memory shit. Don't start with me. Watching you. So that is the campaign. The campaign is up. Already at 9 backers. Already at $560. 3% of the way there. Let's keep it going. Holy crap. I am sweating like crazy. So, man alive. I'm actually a little lightheaded. Shit. Oh my God. My heart's going a mile a minute. So, for those who don't know, anytime that I open a campaign, I'm like this. It's just absolute fucking nerves constantly. I'm just a ball of them. I barely slept, and I'm just sitting here sweating like fucking mad. Whew. So before I start calling people in, does anybody have any questions about the campaign that aren't in the Q&A? In fact, I should probably pull the Q&A open right now. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Stretch goals. There is only one for now. This time around, we decided to forego any public stretch goals, save one. If Englewood Book 2 hits 30K, meaning that we break or we beat the 3 nights in the amount that we raised, plus some, which is also, this is also like a little over or a little under double what the first book made. We're turning this into a trade paperback, and we'll basically put the whole first arc as one comic. Whew. It's pretty bonkers. So FAQ. Let's answer some things here. Will Jordan Peterson be a villain in the book? No. We are not Ta-Nehisi Coates. We are above using our comics for political hits. How are these being shipped? Comics will be sent in a Gemini mailer and bagged, naturally. For bundles with posters and or shirts, we'll be sending everything in one box. That'll be snug and protected, which is why the shipping on 1D City Special is a little bit less than what it used to be. I live in the UK/EU. Will I have to pay VAT? In all likelihood, yes. We do not currently have a VAT number and cannot guarantee that we'll have one by the time that we start shipping orders. So you may have to pay import duties upon receipt. That is why we actually marked down the international shipping again a little bit less than what it was. I'm going to try to rectify this, though. I'm going to look into see what we need to do to get a VAT number so that you guys don't have to eat those costs, because I don't want to do that to you. So, will Ta-Nehisi Coates be a villain? Not for his politics, but for being a prick. Also, Hatman has just sent out, if you were on the mailing list, he has just sent out the email for the black and white cover, which if you want to get that, you can. Now, one thing I should mention, everybody who is on the mailing list, if you back this comic physical, you are getting those trading cards I mentioned, just like with just like the previous campaign. So, and another thing to mention, if you do back that, if you click on that link and you go to back it, one thing to mention is that there is a add-on to that. If you want the Windy City special and but you want it with that black and white cover, it's an add-on. And also if you back the whatchamacallit, that black and white cover, there's also a link to get another black and white cover one or the color version on top of it. So whichever one you choose. All right. What else is going on? Chat went dead. That's now I'm starting to sweat again. Hardboiled asks, what's the order of publication for comics after this? I'm eager for 3 Nights, 4 Days Part 2. So I am eager for 3 Nights, 4 Days Part 2 as well. The fact of the matter is that book doesn't go live until Preston's ready. And that's basically it. And he's finishing up, or he's doing Six Gun Gorilla right now. So I don't know when that's going to be. It might be after he's done with Six Gun. It might be after he does this crossover project that he's doing with Simon Pothier. I don't know. So it's up in the air. But the not seeing black and white from the email link. It should be in there. If for some reason, by the way, you guys don't get it, there is an email address you can send to, and we will send you the link for it. It is sleeveless@hatman.net. If you, right here. So if for whatever reason you cannot, you didn't get the link for whatever reason, send us that from the email you signed up on. We will double check the list and we'll get you the link. So. And just so you can see here, whenever you select in your posters, it'll give you the option 1 of 2. Oh, whoops. I actually need to edit that. Hold on just a second, guys. I have to do a thing real quick. Oh, fuck. 3 people have already backed the Windy City special. That's not good. Because the way it's set up, it has it like you get 4 posters. You don't get 4 posters. You get 2. All right, everybody hold your wallets for a second. I'm gonna have to do something real quick. Hold on just a sec. Something got goofed. I did not realize that Indiegogo was going to do that. So bear with me for just a moment. Sorry for my silence, by the way. Give me just a sec here. Bobcat says it looked like 2 posters on his end. Let me have a look. Give me 1 sec. I pulled the perk for just a moment because I want to have a look at this and make sure that this went right. So we sold 3 Windy City specials, which would be 6 posters. Now let me check the items. Never mind. Okay, I'm retarded. So give me just a second. I'll put that back up. That's my bad. I got spooked for a second. I swear there's some things on Indiegogo. They really need to update their interface. Okay, perk is visible again. Set as featured. Okay. Sorry about that. That's my bad. All right, wallets are open again. Get at it. We're $300 till we're at $1,000 already. And I'm going to go ahead and invite some people. We're not going to go that long because Graded is actually going to be live tonight. Sent an invite to Armand. Listen with the Scotsman, too. Oh, wait, no, he's still going to be at the office. Okay, so he won't be able to make it. Man alive. It's back open. All right. While we wait, let's answer some more questions from the chat. Anime Guy says, "Hey Micah, I backed 3 nights 4 days. Have yet to receive my copy. Was wondering when it might come in, since the May-June shipment was supposedly the last one, unless my memory is failing me. Fulfillment has begun. So what that means is that things are getting shipped out now, and we're trying to get about 60, 70 shipped out per week. Because people that are in the chat right now can tell you they've already got theirs. In fact, who all told me they have theirs today? Hardboiled just got his. Servant just got his, and so did Daniel Parker. So so it's shipping. So just give it time. They are going out as we speak. Let's see here. Servant wants to know, when do you hope to have this book shipped? So the plan is to be fulfilling in December at the earliest. Around that time. Actually, no, at the latest. Sorry, not the earliest. That is what the due date is. Now, to be fair, the actual book should be done before then. Probably will get done around October. But given how busy Hatman and I are these days, especially Hatman, he just being able to get it shipped out has been difficult. He was supposed to have somebody help him, but that person backed out, which is why 3 nights has taken longer. Now, let me say this, and I said this with Three Nights, I'll say this here. If you have not received your Three Nights set and you want to wait until Englewood Book 2 to back Englewood Book 2, I completely understand. One thing I should probably say, now that we kind of have things under control, or at least an idea of how to do things, we're going to start opening more campaigns. You know, I'm not just going to wait for one book to finish before I start my next campaign. One thing I will say, though, is this. I have become, at least in my opinion, a lot better at managing the business end of things and being able to keep things moving. And as such, we're not going to run into, I don't think we're going to run into the same problems that Richard Meyer is right now. Not to mention, we're not using a fulfillment service. We're doing it ourselves. So that's not something we're going to have a problem with. One thing I will say is this. For whenever Englewood Book 2 gets ready to fulfill, I will be flying to North Carolina to go help. So that I wasn't able to this time, but next time I will be able to. So I will fly down there to help Hatman out with it and get it out that much faster, because two sets of hands are better than one. So, but Hatman's significant other did have a health emergency, so I don't know how often he's going to be able to get to the office. But he'll be making time to get these books out. So, what else we got? Oh, Hardboiled asked another question that's actually relevant. Says, Michael, what's your plan for the length of the campaign? Any plans to go in demand? Yeah, probably. We'll probably go in demand up until the point that it ships. Just because, there's always people who, for whatever reason, they can't get the book within that first 60 days or that first 30 days. One thing I will say is this. If we hit goal before 60 days, we're just going to go straight to in demand. We're not going to worry about doing or going another 30. Just reason being is that, and this is something no other people probably won't tell you, but I don't give a fuck, because there's people in here who are creators that want to know how to manage these things. Indiegogo holds funding until the campaign officially hits in demand. So if you hit your funding, goal, you might as well just go in demand, so that way you can go ahead and get your artists paid and get the money moving, so that way you can actually start the progress of it. Because that was something I actually didn't realize with Three Nights, was that because I don't handle the financials, Hatman does all of that. He's like, yeah, they're not gonna give us money until we're done. So I actually regret extending Three Nights when I did. I probably should have just gone straight to in demand. So, but anywho, Gave the Gen says, take your time on shipping. I appreciate that. Lidl's here. What's up, girl? She says, can't wait for the page from Three Nights. Preston is supposed to be shipping those out to me this week. Well, not to me, to Hatman. Because we just got him his payment. He just finished the sketches for those of you who got the sketch tiers. So those will be going out as well. So for those of you who got bigger tiers, like that's basically part of the reason why. So yeah, once I get the opportunity to go in demand, I'm going in demand. That's just going to be the long and short of it. One thing I should mention, though, this poster down here is only available is only available during the open time of the campaign. Once it goes in demand, this poster right here disappears. So keep that in mind. Let's see if we got any more backers. Yes, we are $165 away from the first 1,000. By the way, guys, if somebody wants to be a cop in this book, and there's some people in here who said they were going to do it. I hope you weren't fucking with me. But that would get us over 1,000 right now. I'm just saying. You can be the hero. You get posters, you get shirts. I mean, come on. You get everything in the Windy City special, plus you get to actually be in the book. Now, you might say to yourself, like, but Micah, like my friends, they don't like cops. That's okay. That's okay. All you have to say is, my character's that guy, he's a dirty cop. He's an asshole. And you'll be fine. You'll be good. Whew, goodness. So, something to consider. I do like the idea of being a place close. How much the cha-ching is it? Again, it's $275. So it's around the same price that it was on 3 nights. But the reason it's a little higher is because you get a lot more than you did with 3 nights. Like with 3 nights, you got like poster, or I don't even remember what all was in it. God. You got the whole kit and caboodle from what I remember. So, and by the way, because Anime Guy says he is still going to do it. So awesome. Thank you, dude. Trust me. I appreciate it. There is actually a scene. I went back and looked through the script. There is actually a scene where there could be a cop in tack gear and a cop in plain clothes. Book and art book. That's it. I couldn't remember. Did have 3 donuts at work today. I could kill for a Krispy Kreme right now. I'm so stressed out. What also doesn't help is I've got lights here that are illuminating my super pasty skin. I don't think Brian and Armand are going to make it, sadly. Because we're only going to go for an hour. Is there anyone I know that is available? So while I look around to see if I can rope somebody into hanging out, I want you guys to do me a favor. What is the one thing you're looking forward to most with this particular book? I mean, one thing that I'm very excited about is just getting to work with everybody again. You know, what I really want to get to do though, I really want to get to a point where we're putting these books out like clockwork. You know, it's like in whatchamacallit, in December, whenever we ship out the other book, we go live with the next campaign, or in January. And then we finish the book in about 3 or 4 months. And then after that season, the next season, we got the next book. And we're just going one after the other, just like clockwork. I really want to get each of my franchises going like that. So you guys are getting story content constantly from Sleeveless Comics. You know, everybody's got a different business model when it comes to Comicsgate guys. Some guys just want to do like 1 or 2 books a year. I want to do everything. Like I want to do so much cool shit, man. and I definitely do not want to don't want to stop anytime soon. I really enjoy doing this. All right, so let's see what the chat said. So let me answer this question here. Tyler Preston says, for those who signed up for the black and white cover, do we just purchase the comic to get the cover or what? You should have gotten a link in your email that from, I think it does come from sleeveless@hatman.net. That has a link to it that links you to that particular one. Now, Tyler, for whatever reason, if you do not get that email, let Hatman know. We will get you the link to the black and white. We can just email it to you. So no big deal. We will get you taken care of one way or another. So what people are looking forward to, Lidl says Carlos getting fucked. Yeah. Daniel Parker, Carlos getting the shit beat out of him. Jake is Carlos getting what he deserves. Carlos getting butt-headed to him on a platter. 2 T's, but yes. Oh, God. Bobcat says, learning more about the supporting cast. There is a little bit of that in here. There's a new character that gets introduced, or rather, there's a character in the first book that was introduced that you get to learn a lot more about. Eric Carroll, also known as Echo, he is the Saints tech guy. One of his tech guys, I should say. There's more than one. You also get to meet his best friend, Shorty. Let's see here. Suit and a fedora, maybe a trench coat. Well, this takes place in a Chicago summer, so how about we do this? We'll keep the fedora, but we'll give you a nice stylish all of that, but without the coat, because you'd be suffering. But probably like a vest and a button-up shirt. I'll show you what I mean later. But also learning about the rest of the world. Fuck Carlos. Fuck Carlos. Let's see here. Looking forward to the Saint being stretched to his moral limit and how he deals with Carlos, challenge him to a breaking point. That does happen in this, so you're definitely going to enjoy it. Curious to see how the Saint will tackle these thugs throughout the book. Yeah, I mean he definitely has a psychological advantage, as you can see here, and a technological advantage too. So, oh wow. Carlos is going to need a new asshole after the Saint is done with him. Oh, good Lord. I got a mail link from Indiegogo that shows a picture black and white cover. Is that it? Yes, follow that link. And then when you get there, Tyler, you can add on a perk that gives you another copy, either another copy of the black and white, another copy of the color print if you want both, and then a Windy City special upgrade. So, which will give you all the stuff in the Windy City special, but you get the black and white cover. So, introduction to Elijah's love interest. Yes, that does happen in this. Megan is her name. Megan is his accountant, or started as his accountant, and then they ended up falling for one another during his fight career around the time that he popped for that drug test that I mentioned in issue 1. So, when I started writing her, the initial idea was just to keep her as an accountant, but then I did the outline for book 3, which I've started scripting. And I realized that having her as a love interest would make things very interesting. So let me get Megan here. This is Megan. So, accountant runs the office at Solomon's Temple alongside Elijah's real estate ventures, which pull in a lot of money for him. He owns a few apartment buildings and things like that. So, alongside a couple of restaurants, a club, etc. So he's a big business owner in Chicago. You don't see the variant cover in any of the available perks. Give me just a second and I'll actually show you how it should look. Give me one sec. Because what I'm going to do... So when you click the link, the comic will show up like normal. But unlike usual, instead of you're featured here, this is what will show up first. So black and white comic, $25 USD. This is the that's the secret perk. So that is how that works. So yeah, if you didn't get it for whatever reason, let us know. We will go ahead and get that to you. But anyway, yeah, this is Megan. This is Englewood Book 2 is her debut. So yeah. Will Megan be aware of his superhero status? Not at first. At least not as far as I've written. So, yes. Yeah. We based her on Jennifer Hudson. So that should probably explain that. So let's see here. Anyway. So Megan does debut in this. Let's see if I can find a sketch of... Here we go. So I can find the colored version. There it is. And then here is Sean Shorty Dillard. Shorty here is a homicide detective with the Chicago PD. He has been assigned to the case of the murders at the at Solomon's Temple, and he just happens to be Elijah's best friend. He's called Shorty because he's only 5'6". So, and everybody in the comic basically is going to tower over him. He is a he's a brick. He's basically like a diverse dwarf or something like that. I don't know. He's built like Gimli, son of Gloim. But and he is one of the few good cops in Chicago. And he's sort of in a weird spot at first with Elijah, because Elijah wants to become this crime fighter, but here's his best friend who is the law and who is a good cop, who is not a corrupt individual, you know? And he has to struggle with whether or not he's going to help his friend actually break the law by becoming a vigilante, knowing that what Chicago would probably think of what's going on. So, let's see here. I'm trying to think if there's any other new characters that get introduced. Yeah, there's a couple. I'm not going to spoil them, though. Let's see here. There was one last thing I wanted to show you guys. If I haven't shown them before. is for those of you who have not backed the Windy City special yet. Let's say you're not quite sure because you don't know what the prints, Micah. What are the prints going to be? What do they look like? Well, I just happen to have all three of them right here. So this is chapter 1. Chapter 2. And my favorite, chapter 3. I love this. This chapter page is fucking amazing. I mean, they're all really good, but like this one especially. Just... because it's such a classic, like, fucking comic book cover, you know? Like, it looks like the Spider-Man cover that never existed, or the Batman cover, or the fucking Daredevil cover, you know? Though, oddly enough, I was inspired by when I was looking through Spawn covers for this. I was just looking through Spawn covers one night. I'm like, wait, this, right here. Something like this. And originally it was just a plain white background. And I'm like, you know what? No, let's not do that. Let's put something behind there. Then we put a moon behind it. And we're like, nah, let's not do that either. So finally, I had Armand put this together. So yeah. Fucking great. I love it. I want to sleep for a year now. Let's get some more. Let's see what the chat's saying. He'd loom over a ninja. Depends on the ninja in this universe. Sure is Elijah's Jim Gordon. Kind of. He doesn't really have a Batman dynamic with the police like Batman, or just, yeah, he doesn't have the same dynamic with the police department that Batman does. It's a little different. Interesting statement from Anime Guy. He says, can't wait to back this. My hope is there's an anti-saint who's like the saint in goals, but is more likely to use morally gray ways to get what they want. We'll be experimenting with some elements of that in regards to, at least as a theme. There's a couple characters that I put together that are going to be part of side stories that I want to do in the future. And depending on how well funding goes for these campaigns, I will either pay somebody to do it as a 24-page ashcan or something along those lines. We do have a character that is going to be a villain of his, called Heretic, that will be the subject of a side story comic that I've already planned out. It just needs to be scripted. So, anything more with Angelica? Yes. For those who don't know who Angelica is this lady right here. She is Elijah's top student and is a mixed martial artist herself with a 4-1 record. I have a side story planned with her too, just called The Contender, that'll basically follow her life and her backstory. But I mean backstory, I'm not being like whatchamacallit. I'm not being cheeky and saying her ass. I'm saying like her origins. So booty may or may not be included. I mean, she does have pretty wide hips. So, but they're for kicking. Alan Hughes says, just got my copy of 3 Nights Part 1 today. Knocked it out of the park, my man. Thank you, dude. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it, that's for sure. It's one hell of a book. And the funny thing is, it's like, I think I can it's awesome. Like, I love my writing in it, but I feel like I can possibly even do better than that. I don't, it's sort of like, for a while I thought it's like, 3 Nights is like my best. Like, I'll never top it. And then I started writing another book. And then I'm like, wow, this is even better. And it just keeps going from there. Let's see here. Nick White says, can't stay, dropping in to leave a like and Days Full. Thank you, buddy. This is true. They are indeed multifunctional. I'm trying to think. What else is there to really talk about? Oh, there is one thing. Where did it go? Do I really not have a color version of this fucking poster not saved? That's very strange of me. I'll just bring up the pencils. Fuck it. The goal with these two is to, once I've got Englewood Book 2 completed, or not completed, fulfilled, that we launch this campaign. So, I am excited. Actually, let me say this first. I just want to say this to the people on the Twitter. After this crossover was announced, I saw what you motherfuckers were doing. Suddenly everybody wants to cross over. I'm going to just say this. I'm not trying to be a dick when I say it. Get your book funded and create a demand for crossover. Because here's the fact of the matter. I sold almost 700 copies of the original Inglewood. Almost 700. And afterwards, when Patron was announced, I told Optimus and the crew, if you want to use the Saint in a crossover poster or cover or what have you, I will have my guys start on it. All you have to do is say go for it. And they did. And then we revealed the pencils. This right here. And then people in the fucking chat room started saying, this needs to be a comic. This needs to be a comic. That is how you create demand, folks. You create a good book, and then you go from there. You just start throwing images up of your OC on Twitter. People aren't going to demand shit from you unless they've actually got something in their hands. Well, the people in the chat, they do have things in their hands. They have Englewood Book 1. They have 3 Nights, 4 Days. That is how you create these things. You bring 110%, and people will want to see not just you, but see what you and other people can do together. Speak of the devil, here's Piper. What's up, girl? I'm trying to not die. You are in time. Well, we got about 5 minutes left. There's a shot of Perry's butt there for everybody. Let's see where I'm at with this. Still at 8:35. So we kind of stalled for a minute. Then again, there's not a lot of people here tonight. Not as many as I expected. So, I'm pretty exhausted. Let's take these headphones off for a sec. Ugh. I am fucking dying here. I need water. I have water here. Still though, $835 in less than an hour ain't bad. My brain is sort of like going through what's next, because now I got to do the circuit. Now I got to start going on live streams. So I got to get in touch with people. I mean, I know that Graded will want to have me on because, well, we just hang out. Speaking of which, Piper, did you download Sea of Thieves? Because Xavier, Brainbox, and I are going to be playing it tomorrow. So and I'd love to have you join. And I promise we won't throw you in the brig unless you light something on fire. In which case, then I am throwing you in the brig. But, gosh. But yeah, let me know. Because we're going to do that tomorrow night around like 7-ish. It's around this time. So. Xbox, PC, either or, it's got crossplay. And then if you and Xavier want to stream your screens, you can do that. I'll show you guys how to set up squad site on Twitch, because I've streamed on there for ages. So, but there's a lot of people I want to talk to about this. And the other thing that I will freely admit is that I have pissed a lot of people off. So I am going to I'm gonna have to make some inroads with some people, talk to them about where my head's at, you know, so on and so forth. Why doesn't Destiny have crossplay? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. Here's something wild though. The Master Chief Collection has crossplay only on multiplayer. The co-op campaigns, you can't do crossplay from console to PC. What time is Effet show? Well, I'll try to work around it. Hit me up on Twitter or Discord, and we'll figure it out. Oh, my neck just popped like mad. Because I was thinking about doing it around 7 o'clock, but I can push it back. It's not a big deal. All right, guys. It has been about an hour. Not a bad start, all things considered. I think the big thing for me now is just about, God, you can see the sweat gleaming off of me. It is just about kind of getting things back into a rhythm. It has obviously been some time since I've launched a campaign. And like Piper said, Tuesday's kind of a weird day to do it. But yeah, I'm very excited about this. It doesn't show because I get so stressed off. And then because I get stressed up, just stressed. So my energy is like dying the instant I do something. But I am very excited about it. I'm going to talk to some people, do the stream tour and all that fun stuff. I am just, I'm a little overwhelmed by it all, but at the same time, I really, really love doing what I do. So answer a couple more questions real quick before we take off. Anime Guy says, you ever felt stuck when people say the character you wrote just feels like a stick figure that no one cares about, is just being thrown around? If so, how did you go to fixing that? Well, I went to somebody who wasn't trying to fuck with me. That's why I have an editor. That's why I have Hatman. It was actually Blue Samurai Zero actually hit me up on Twitter, and he said, does your editor, is he both the storyline editor and actually no, I think he kind of assumed that I don't have a storyline editor. He's like, you know, are you having your story edited on top of having your grammatical, you know, edits? And I'm like, yeah, I have, you know, but he does both. No offense to Blue, he probably, you know, everybody makes assumptions, but the big thing about it is that characterization's hard. It like writing is not easy. It's really not easy to do. But the big thing that, like, how I was able to make characters that people care about is I studied people. Like, one thing that I used to do whenever I was just a hotel worker who didn't even own a car at the time, it's just taking the bus to and fro. When I did that, I would sit outside, I would just watch people. Just quietly, just watch how they talk to each other, how they talk to strangers, how they talk to their friends, mannerisms, body language, all of that. And I just studied it because I knew that when I wrote people, I wanted them to feel organic. I wanted them to feel like somebody you could reach out and touch. And sometimes the problem is that a lot of people get too focused on tropes of, like, this person has to be the tough guy, this person has to be, and they start stereotyping characters. This is actually something that a lot of people in modern comics do. And you should never do that. The character should always start out as a name. And then you figure out what makes that name mean something. If you get my drift. Oh, what does it say here? Told characterization is completely fine. It's just one character I'm struggling with. Oftentimes, if the character just feels like a trope, that is the problem. So you need to give them an element, something that tells you more about them as a person. For example, if I am writing a tough guy character, a biker, for example, and I have him punch somebody on the street, knock the dude out cold, and keep walking. Kind of stereotypical biker, you know, sort of thing, right? So he gets to his apartment, that's just down the block. He sees a kitten on the doorstep. He's starting to unlock his door, and the cat just starts rubbling up on his leg. Looks down at it, scratches its ear. It responds, you know, starts purring. Picks up the kitten and walks inside to pet it and keep it. Suddenly, that stereotype has transformed into something different. There's a heart there, because people who are cunts don't just pick up cats and pet them and keep them. You know? Little things like that. You basically have to make sure that there is more to the character than just what you first see. So, another thing is give them flaws. Give them something that can bring them down. That's actually one thing I mentioned in that Iron-Blooded Orphans video that I did on my main channel. Is Orga is stupid. He's written to be stupid. He's written to be passionate. He's written to be caring about his own men. He's written to be devoted. He's not written to be smart. Biscuit was the smart one. There's a fly in here that's annoying the piss out of me. 14 backers, you say? What's some other questions, guys? Yep, we're just shy of 1,000. $105, and then we're there. So, that's what I try to do whenever I'm writing the characters. Give him some sort of action that gives you this idea of more of who he is. Crystal Hydra says, I'd like to tell you about I played a Moon Knight inspired D&D character since Curse of Strahd. During the final battle, I punched Strahd in the balls. Did you tell him to give you your fucking money? What is the meme? Hold on. Yeah, did you call him a big goddamn nerd and punch him in the balls and say, "Where's your money?" So, sadly, no. I would have called him a big fucking nerd. All right, guys. Before I take off, I'm gonna go sleep for like a year, and then hopefully the book will be funded by the time I wake up. I'm preparing to just be constantly refreshing. Any other questions about the campaign or otherwise before I take off for the evening? Oh, one thing I should probably say, this does count as Late Night Micah. So there won't be Late Night Micah this week. I do plan on streaming tomorrow. The plan is to do Sea of Thieves on Twitch. And if you're not following that channel already, it's twitch.tv/Big Micah C. And we might have a full crew. So Anime Guy says, funny thing, I try to use a stick figure to them. Get yourself an editor then. At that point, that's the only advice I can give you. If what I gave you already is not enough, you need to get an editor, because I would have to look at it, and I don't have that kind of time. I have to make time for stuff, and like I'm not really like taking on like writing students and shit like that, you know. So, you need to find somebody to edit for you, and to not just edit your grammar, but also edit the story itself and the characters to make sure. Because at that point, you just need a second set of eyes on your work that has an investment in making the story better. That's what Hatman is to me. You know, Hatman, and this is something to just kind of give you guys an idea of what the creative process is every single story that I write, when it's in concept, I send it to Hatman, or I talk to him about it. And then he tells me what works, what doesn't work, what needs improving, what doesn't need improving, so on and so forth. So every single story, every single book that goes out is something that I've discussed with him. And that's why, is because if there's a blind spot, if there's a character that needs more development, if there's more elements to them that need to be added in or shown during the course of it, so on and so forth. Yeah. Anime Guy, that what you're doing right now, I want you to take that part of you that's saying that you're fucked, and I want you to slap it in the fucking head. You do not tell yourself that. You are not. You don't know anyone yet. That's what you need to start putting behind your sentences. You don't know anyone yet. Go out, meet some people. Don't do Hatman because he's mine. Go out, meet some people outside of your current circles who are looking into it. And then from there, you might be able to find somebody who has a vested interest in helping you get better. What you have right now in life is not destiny. This is something that you need to understand. If that was the case, I'd still be working in a hotel. I wouldn't be a journalist whose articles are read by millions. I wouldn't be a published author. or anything along those lines. I would just be a hotel guy. Because I want you to understand something. I was told over and over again when I first came to this town almost a decade ago, you are a hotel guy. That's it. You're going to be a hotel guy. We can tell right now. You're going to be a hotel guy. I didn't want to be a hotel guy. I had no desire. Then there were people when I was in security said, you're going to be a security guy. No, I'm going to be a security guy for now. You're not a professional writer. I'm not a professional writer yet. But I will be. That element of you wants you to believe that the future is set in stone. It's not. Never ever take that attitude, because you will stop pushing yourself. You will stop becoming greater. Because there will be a day when people rely on you. And if that is your mentality, you will let them down. But if your mentality is, and your constant mentality, not something that you just give people for puff pieces, your constant mentality is, I'm going to go bigger, better, stronger, faster. If that's your mentality, you'll do it. Most of a fight is in the mind. That's how you win. In fact, let me tell you a story. Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury right now is the greatest heavyweight boxer that's out there. He's one of my favorites ever. And again, go out and meet people. Don't you start with me. Anybody who knows me really well in this chat can tell you, don't start with him. I'm like my dad in that respect. My dad pushed me a lot. And because he did, he installed a work ethic in me that is able to get all these great things done. There is no predestination. I was not ordained to be who I am. I am here because of my work and through the grace of God. I do not believe in predestination. I think it's nonsense. I'm not a determinist, because determinism is bullshit. But anyway, Tyson Fury, one of the best boxers of all time, currently the best heavyweight in the world. He's about to go whoop Deontay Wilder's ass fucking again. And when he won the heavyweight title, he went up to Vitaly Klitschko. Vitaly Klitschko, again, one of the other greatest heavyweight boxers of all time. Walked up to Vitaly Klitschko and said, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. And on top of that, what he did is he broke down how he would beat him. I'm going to put you on your back foot, and I'm going to make you work, and I'm going to outbox you. Now, keep in mind, Vitaly Klitschko is an amazing technical boxer. Tyson Fury knew he was better. Tyson Fury knew that Vitaly Klitschko was not going to be the heavyweight champion forever. And so he went out and he took that heavyweight title. If he had thought, like everybody else in sports did, that nobody was going to take that away, it would have never been taken away. Vitaly Klitschko probably would have retired the heavyweight champion. But he didn't. Then Tyson Fury goes, he fights Deontay Wilder, who is probably the only heavyweight boxer that has surpassed Mike Tyson as a knockout artist, which says something. 40 some odd knockouts, more than Tyson had, and he was undefeated. So Deontay Wilder, he goes and he fights him because that's what he does. He fights him to a draw. The only reason Deontay Wilder got a draw is because he dropped him twice. But after he got dropped the second time, Tyson Fury looked like he was knocked out. And then, like the fucking Undertaker, he rises up. And then for the rest of the round, beats up Deontay Wilder like he never even got knocked down in the first place. And he understands something in that 12th hour, that Deontay Wilder does not fight well off the back foot. He doesn't have the balance for it. He doesn't have the technique for it. So what's he do in the second fight? He puts him on his back foot constantly with pressure, beats the shit out of him. Because Tyson Fury did not believe that it was a predestination that Deontay Wilder was going to take the heavyweight title from him, or was going to be the heavyweight champion forever. You are not predestined to be where you are right now. None of you in the chat are. I want you guys to understand that. If I was predestined to be what everybody said, the first Englewood book would have failed. If I was predestined to be what everybody said when 3 Nights came out, 3 Nights would have failed. Neither one failed. Neither one of them. And there are people here, Lidl can especially tell you, because she's seen it. So is Piper. The shit that got said about me. The lies that were spread to try to destroy my career. I know people that similar things happened to them, and they whined, and they cried, and they constantly were belly aching about it. I fought. That's what you do. That is how you win. This is a great statement from Connor. Thank you, Connor. Predestination is a mental con. Because one thing I think of, oddly enough, whenever these things come to me, is I think of my friends. I think of Lidl, I think of Piper, I think of Optimus, I think of Xavier, I think of Hatman, I think of Brian and Armand who are working on this with me, I think of Donald and Scotsman, I think of, God, I got a lot of friends still. And I ask myself, what's the example that I set to my friends if I quit? It's not a good one. Do not do that to yourself. You owe it to yourself as a man to not quit. Maybe you don't succeed, but it is better to try and not make it than to never try at all. Because the things that you try and you don't do well, you will learn something from that experience. Another piece from my own life is you go back, and I actually started streaming. I can't forget Preston Acevedo, Oliver Liarce. I know so many cool people now. I didn't used to have friends, guys. I had 2 for a long time. It's the only people I trusted. But if you go back to when I started this channel, there's a point where I streamed the entirety of Final Fantasy VIII. And I had lost my job as a car salesman because I sucked at it. I was fucking awful at it. Felt dirty doing it. And by the end of that week, I had a new job. Let's close this out with a quote from C.S. Lewis, my favorite author of all time. It says here, aim at heaven, we'll get the earth thrown in. Aim at the earth, you get neither. Keep aiming for heaven. By the way, before we take off, I want to thank every single one of you. Almost at 1,000 with under 2 hours. It's really, really good, guys. It's really, really good. So I've learned from all of my mistakes, learned from all of my failures. Never ever think that where you're at right now is predestination. Never think that. Go forward, forge ahead, become something greater than what you were the day before. Fight your demons with the same ferocity that Elijah's going to fight Carlos. I'm going to go ahead and take off, guys. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you all so much for coming by to hang out with me. You're all awesome. Seriously. You make Sleeveless Comics what it is. I want to thank Brian and Armand and Scotsman and Donald for putting together some amazing art. This will be a really good one, guys. You're going to enjoy it. So, and then for all of you who come and watch this on replay, the link to get the campaign is in the description and will be in the descriptions of all of my videos going forward. And yeah, until next time, my name is Micah Curtis, the head of Sleeveless Comics. You're all awesome. Have yourselves a great day.